What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we have finally made it to the first team up, 2012's The Avengers, aka The Battle of New York, starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Tom Hiddleston, Clark Gregg, Kobe Smulders, Stellan Skarsgård, Samuel L. Jackson, Gwyneth Paltrow, Paul Bettany, and Damien Poitier. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we have finally made it to the Battle of New York and the first team-up film of the Avengers. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it, shall we? Because this is what people had been waiting for years. Now, as our film opens, the Asgardian Loki, brother of Thor, encounters the other, who is the leader of an extraterrestrial race known as the Chitauri. The two men make a deal where, in exchange for Loki retrieving the Tesseract for the other, in return Loki will obtain an army which he can subjugate on Earth. S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury, along with his lieutenant agent Maria Hill, arrive on a remote research facility during an evacuation where physicist Dr. Erik Selvig is leading a research team that is experimenting on the Tesseract. Fury and Hill meet up with Agent Phil Coulson, who says that the object has been radiating an unusual form of energy. Suddenly, the Tesseract activates and a wormhole opens, which allows Loki to reach Earth. Loki takes the Tesseract and uses his scepter to enslave Selvig and a few S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, including Agent Clint Barton, in order to aid him in his getaway. Now, as a response to this attack, Fury activates the Avengers Initiative, and Agent Coulson contacts Agent Natasha Romanoff to go to Calcutta to recruit Dr. Bruce Banner, as they know that Dr. Banner can trace the Tesseract through its gamma radiation emissions. While Agent Coulson goes to visit Tony Stark at Stark Tower in order to have him check Selvig's research. While Agents Romanoff and Coulson are on their recruitment missions, Director Fury approaches Steve Rogers with an assignment to retrieve the Tesseract. Meanwhile, in Stuttgart, Germany, Agent Barton steals iridium, which is needed to stabilize the Tesseract's power, while Loki causes a distraction, which leads to a brief confrontation with Rogers, Stark, and Romanoff, which ends with Loki surrendering. As Loki is being escorted to S.H.I.E.L.D., Thor arrives and frees his brother, hoping to convince him to abandon his plan and return with him to Asgard. After a confrontation between Thor, Stark, and Rogers, Thor agrees to take Loki to S.H.I.E.L.D's helicarrier. Upon their arrival, Loki gets imprisoned, while Banner and Stark attempt to locate the Tesseract. Tensions and egos begin to divide the Avengers, both over how to approach Loki, as well as the revelation that S.H.I.E.L.D. plans to harness the power of the Tesseract in order to develop weapons as a deterrent against hostile extraterrestrials. Now, as the group argues, Barton, as well as Loki's other possessed agents, attack the helicarrier and disable one of its engines while it's in flight and cause Banner to transform into the Hulk. Stark and Rogers work together to restart the damaged engine while Thor attempts to stop Hulk's rampage. Romanoff reluctantly fights Barton and knocks him unconscious, which breaks Loki's mind control over him. Loki is able to escape after killing Agent Coulson and ejecting Thor from the airship, while the Hulk falls to the ground after attacking a fighter jet. Fury uses Coulson's death in order to help motivate the Avengers into working as a team, and Stark and Rogers deduce that for Loki, defeating the Avengers is not the game plan. He wants to overpower them publicly in order to anoint himself as the ruler of Earth. Loki uses the Tesseract and a wormhole generator that Selvig built in order to open a wormhole above Stark Tower to allow the Chitauri fleet to invade from outer space. Rogers, Stark, Romanoff, Barton, and Thor all rally together in order to defend New York City. Banner eventually arrives on the scene and transforms into the Hulk, and for the first time in cinematic history, the Avengers assemble in order to battle the Chitauri while also evacuating the civilians. The Hulk proceeds to beat Loki into submission, while Romanoff makes her way to the generator where Selvig, who has now been freed from Loki's mind control, reveals that Loki's scepter can shut the generator down. Meanwhile, Fury's superiors from the World Security Council attempt to end the invasion by launching a nuclear missile at Midtown Manhattan. Stark is able to intercept the missile and takes it through the wormhole and toward the Chitauri fleet. As the missile detonates, it destroys the Chitauri mothership and disables their forces on Earth. But Stark's suit loses power, and he begins to fall back through the wormhole just as Romanoff closes it. Stark ends up going into a free fall, but the Hulk saves him from crashing into the ground. In the aftermath, Thor and Loki return to Asgard with the Tesseract, while Fury expresses confidence that the Avengers will return once again if they are needed. In the mid-credits scene, we see the other conferring with his master, none other than Thanos, about the failed attack on Earth. And our film comes to its conclusion with our post-credits scene as the Avengers share a shawarma meal together after the Battle of New York and their successful defense of New York City. What can I say about the Avengers? This is a movie that had been talked about, desired, fans had wanted to see for such a long time. Ever since Marvel started churning out films, we wanted to see X-Men, Daredevil, Spider-Man, all kind of come together, but because their properties existed within different film companies, never happened. So when Marvel Studios decided to start with Iron Man, they knew that they were going to build toward the Avengers as long as Iron Man was successful, which it was. So once that happened, like I said, and Iron Man 2 introducing Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, Thor introducing Clint Barton, Hawkeye, and getting all those players together all the proverbial ducks in a row, this was something that people were waiting for. I would say at least since Iron Man 2. And it delivered beautifully. Every character had just enough screen time, in my opinion, that no one character really oversaturated the film. And if you could argue that any character did oversaturate the film and took a whole lot of it, I would have to say it was neck to neck between Tony and Cap. As it should be. The two de facto leaders. Cap is Cap, so he is the uncrowned leader of the Avengers. But Tony's the money man. He's the one that helps fund everything. That's why they were the two leaders during the Civil War. And it was Team Iron Man versus Team Cap. Just the dynamic between those two is so great and was handled so beautifully. The moral compass, if you will. You know, Bruce's whole, that's my secret, Cap, I'm always angry, as he just turns away from the group and transforms seamlessly into the Hulk. Such beautifully done. The shot where they all assemble, amazing. You know, if I had been in the theaters for that one, then I'm sure the crowd pop would have been huge for the Avengers Assemble scene, much like it was in Endgame. But you have to keep in mind that the first phase of the MCU, I saw pretty much all on DVD. I don't think I saw an MCU film in the theaters until Age of Ultron or Ant-Man. I forget which one actually came out first theatrically. Probably one of those two films were the first ones that I actually saw. No, I take that back. Guardians of the Galaxy was the first one I saw in theaters. But the whole phase one, and then Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Winter Soldier, all I saw on DVD. So I can just imagine what the pop was like as that scene occurred. I love the throwaway joke line when Tony busts the guy playing Galaga. They're on the helicarrier. Of course, Cap's line, which has been turned into a meme. I understood that reference. And Tony's eye roll as a result, which has also been turned into a GIF since the movie. Just so iconic. When it comes to my rating for the Avengers, I know y'all probably feel like I should give this film 5 stars, but I'm not. I'm going to give the original Avengers 4 out of 5 stars. Only because even though we had 5 films introducing us to the characters as origin stories, this was the origin story of the Avengers, how they all came together. I feel like starting with Age of Ultron, the Avengers movies just started to get better and better as a whole. So 4 out of 5 stars for me when it comes to the original Avengers. Do you guys agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do while you're on the social media, get those hashtags trending for me, guys. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag StatBoyApproved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, and so much more. And hey, it's summertime, triple-digit heat out where I am in the Inland Empire of California. Don't know what it's like where you guys are. But like I said, it's summer. That means barbecues, pool parties, beach bonfires. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. Score yourself a tank top. You can choose between the Renegade JJ Williams or Meachamania. But it's the perfect accessory for those summer days and those even hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're out there showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you. Do you guys enjoy my content? Do you guys enjoy the fact that I bring you guys daily videos here from my garage studio? Do you appreciate the fact that I'm out here weathering triple-digit heat in order to film and bring you guys brand new daily videos? If you are, then go to the PayPal link as it scrolls across the bottom of the screen there. Donate a few bucks. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not monetized right now. So the only way I'm going to make any money off of this venture is if you go to that PayPal link and send me a few bucks. If you don't want to donate money, that's fine. Go to the link tree there at the bottom of the screen as well. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. Pick a film on my wish list and order it. I'm constantly updating my wish list. As soon as it comes in, when I open it on Renegade Recap, I'll give you guys a shout out. Thank you for providing me with the film for my library. And then when I feature it in one of my theme months and get to sit down, watch it, and review it, I'll give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love that you guys show to me in return. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we go 7 months ahead from the Battle of New York and we discuss 2013's Iron Man 3, starring Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Don Cheadle, Guy Pearce, Ben Kingsley, Rebecca Hall, Kai Simpkins, Jon Favreau, Paul Bettany, William Sadler, Miguel Ferrer, and Mark Ruffalo. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new episode. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tuned in for the premiere, leaving your comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you guys. Likewise, all my loyal fans and viewers tuned in a little bit later in the day for the on-demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you guys. I appreciate each and every one of my loyal fans out there that tune in on a regular basis. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.